Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's webinar. I'm Trevor Chatham, and it's my pleasure to share with you tonight some information regarding the Isogenics business. And guys, I promise you it's very, very exciting to see what's going on out there, and it really is very, very exciting. We've got an incredible opportunity in our hands. And what we're going to do tonight is we're going to go through and teach some of the basics. But I want you to understand there's a number of different ways of building a business. We've elected to follow Jimmy Smith and Jay Bennett. We've elected to follow Jimmy Smith and Jay Bennett and their teaching because it just fits in exactly with what I've been taught in the past. But Jimmy Smith is the #2 income earner last year in Isogenics. Jay Bennett was the #3 income earner. Right? They've both been in Isogenics for over 10 years. So what they're talking about has been tested out over the long term. They've both been in other MLMs prior to Isogenics, and so they didn't come in not knowing anything about the industry. They came in with a lot of knowledge and background. They both make over $2 million a year in Isogenics. So guys, you've got to understand that's over $40,000 a week. Over $40,000 a week. And as you'll see tonight, they teach the basics very, very simply, and they've got a proven pattern that has been used in many other MLMs. There's no doubt about that. Now, Jimmy Smith is now the overall #1 income earner of all time in Isogenics. And you've got to understand this, guys, as a family, Jimmy and his 2 daughters, Grace and Kathy, have now earned in excess of $50 million. In excess of $50 million. And basically what he teaches is the fact that you've got to have a dream and then form a team of 3, 4 or 5 people and focus in on your team. I mean, it's that simple. It's have a dream, you've got to have a reason for doing it, and then you form a team of 3, 4 or 5 people and you focus in on your team. And if you help them become successful, you've got to become successful. Jay Bennett talks about the fact that it's ABC 1, 2, 3. It's as simple as that. When we first got involved with the business 5 years ago, at that point Jay came out here to Australia. At that point he was making about $250,000, $300,000 a year, and he was teaching ABC 1, 2, 3. He did a call for us about 12 months ago, and he's still teaching ABC 1, 2, 3. The difference is now his income's gone from $250,000 to $300,000 a year to over $2 million a year. Right, and that was a bit over 4 years, and it's still going up. He talks about the fact that you've got to have a good attitude, right? That you've got to have belief. Right? And that's belief in yourself, belief in the business, belief in the industry, belief in the product, belief in the system. And then you've got to be committed. And what he talks about is the fact that we've got to use the product, talk to people, and use the tools. I mean, it's that simple. It's ABC and 1, 2, 3. That's what Jay's been teaching all these years since he's been involved, and he's still got massive growth. Now, what we're going to do tonight, we're going to run through a document which you can actually download from the teamfsi.net website. It's under Team Support, How to Build a Business, called How to Build an Isogenics Business. And we're going to go through this because I want you to understand by going through this and teaching your people to go through this, it's going to help them to develop a great attitude. It's going to increase their belief. And they're much more likely to become committed to their dreams, their goals. Now, basically, this is the document. But how to build an Isogenics business? Well, to be honest, building an Isogenics business is similar to doing an apprenticeship. You learn as you go. It's not like doing a university degree, where I did vet science years ago, and basically you go in, you do 5 years of theory, and then you start to practice. But in building an Isogenics business, much more like an apprenticeship, where you actually learn as you go. And like any apprenticeship, there's some theory that you're going to have to do. And as an Isogenics millionaire, we can help and teach you to become apprentice millionaires. Just the same as if I was a plumber, I could help and teach you to become a plumber. But to become an apprentice millionaire, and by our definition, that'd be making $600 a week, right? It'd be $30,000 a year, and that's the same as having $1 million in the bank invested at 3%. But to become an apprentice millionaire, you're going to have to learn a few basics and develop a few simple skills by watching a few videos and reading a few documents. Now, I promise you it's all pretty easy, and there's nothing that is complicated. All you need to know initially to become an apprentice millionaire is on teamfsi.net. Now, you've got to do the work, don't get me wrong. But learning how to do it's very, very easy. First thing to do with people, and if you haven't already done this, you need to do this, and I'd suggest you sit down with these sheets and go through it with the people in your team as well. But get them to write down their goals for the business. And here we want short-term, medium-term, and some long-term goals. So I promise you, the reason why is the important bit. They've got to get that bit nailed down because that is their reason for building the business. All right, so for those of you that are out there now, what you can do is you can go through, print this document off, go through and write down what it is that you want to get from the business if you haven't already done this. So write out your goals. And then the second step then is to watch the videos that we have on the teamfsi.net homepage, right, about the industry and the history of Isagenix. And see, when people go to this page, what they're going to see is the fact that Isagenix has now done $4 billion in sales. I mean, if you look at this page here, what they're going to see is the fact that the growth over the last few years has been unbelievable and that it's still growing rapidly. Right, we're in the right place at the right time with the right company. 14-year track record and over $4 billion in sales. And if they go through and watch the videos on this page, they're going to hear from David Wood. And he got a brilliant video there where it talks about the network marketing industry. And Robert Kiyosaki, right, well-known author, wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Cash Flow Quadrant, Business of the 21st Century. That's a great little video because, again, he's talking about how good network marketing is, multi-level marketing. And then Paul Zane Pilsner's video on the next trillion-dollar industry, talking about the combination of network marketing and the health and wellness industry. And then there's a little cartoonie there saying, I still think it's a pyramid. And that's a ripper because it just helps people to understand that pyramids are everywhere. And then the last video on that page is the history of Isagenix by Kathy Cooper. Now, guys, it doesn't take long to go through these, but what going through these does for people, it helps them to understand that they're in the right industry, number one, and number two, they're in the right company. When you hear Kathy Cooper speak about how the company was formed and where it's at, where it's headed. But it's all helping to increase your belief in the industry and in the company. Right, and then what you want to do after that, you can get the people to go through and do these one step at a time, but the next step then is to watch some of the success story videos. And truly, guys, there's a lot of them. And I'd suggest you end up going through them all, and you can keep going through them again and again and again, because what you're going to see here is ordinary people that have become super successful with Isagenix. You're going to see people from all different backgrounds. As you can see there, some are single, some are married, right? Some are younger, some are older. But when you go through and you listen to all these stories, what's going to seep into your spirit is the fact that you can do this. This is not theory. These people have already done it. And it's just fantastic. So you go through this. All right, and then the next thing is to watch the cleanse and nutrition videos on the teamfsi.net website. All right, and here again, there's a lot of information, but it's going to help people to understand just how good our products are. All right, there's a lot of good videos there. And you can learn why top athletes are choosing Isagenix. All right, you got Peter Greenlaw talking about nutritional cleanse system. Right, you got Mary Evans talking about it. Right, you got a doctor's story, you got a naturopath explaining the benefits. You've got Jana Pittman talking about why Olympians use our products. And then you've also got further down the page how to do a shake day, right? How to do a cleanse day. These are all short videos. None of these are very long. Right? You can download that isoline shake diagram. You can download the product fast facts. Right? That gives you a little bit of information regarding each of the products. You can also download and print off the nutrition and supplement facts. Right? Now this has got all of our products and it's got the ingredients of all of the products. I mean, some people are into the ingredients. Well, it's all here. You just need to know where to get it. You don't have to know everything that's in it, but you just got to know where to get it. And it's right here on the Cleanse and Nutrition page. All right. You can also print off this document regarding the clinical research summary. All right, and the clinical trial that they did, the university. Right, and then there's also a section down here with helpful hints and tips. And one of the ones that you need to go through and have a look at are the detoxification and possible symptoms by Dr. John Moore. And also symptoms to expect when you improve your diet. Because sometimes being on good nutrition is actually a shock to people, a shock to their systems. And so all of this information is there, the traditional diet versus cleansing, fast facts, right, tips for success during the Isagenix cleanse, can't budge the scale. And then you've got the price guides on there as well. So that's all on the Cleanse and Nutrition page. Right, and then have a look at the compensation plan videos and download the compensation plan at a glance document from the Team FSI compensation page. All right, there's a couple of videos there. There's a 4-page document which you can download and print off. And what I'd suggest you do is you'd actually download, print this off first, then watch the video. All right, people learn different ways. Some people learn just by watching a video, but other people like to see the printed word. Personally, I like to see the printed word. And see, in going through this and watching these videos, hopefully people will understand the geometric progression and how that works. I mean, if you get 2, and each of those get 2, then there's 4 at the next level. And those 4 get another 2, there'll be 8 at the next level. This was just everybody getting 2. And then it'll be 16 at the next level, 32 at the next level, and 64 at the next level. So that's just with everybody getting 2. That's what they call a geometric progression. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But look what happens if instead of everybody getting 2, you were to help them and teach them so they get 3 each. Big difference. Right? What if you were to focus on helping and teaching your people, going through these sheets, etc., and helping them get 4 each? You got to understand, you've only taught 4 instead of teaching 2. But that's been duplicated down, and look what's happened. That's mind-blowing, guys. Look what happens if everybody was to get 5. What we'd suggest is you sponsor 15 to 20 to find your 6 business builders. All right, look what happens if 6 get 6, and get 6, and get 6, and get 6, and get 6. Absolutely mind-blowing. But you've got to understand what you've got in your hands. We're paid with Isagenix on unlimited depth. You can max out at 250 cycles. It doesn't matter how far down in depth the people are. Right? You can have people way down in depth. And if they take off and build this thing, all that volume is going to count for you. You've got that happening in 2 legs, and it's going to be absolutely unbelievable. You can max out at over 250 cycles, which works out at over 700,000 US per year. And you've got to understand, guys, this is a global opportunity. You're paid bonuses on product consumed overseas. How good is that? We've got an unbelievable opportunity. And really, guys, you need to understand the compensation plan so you can understand how you're going to be making the money. You see, understanding all of these bits, right? Where we fit into the industry, the fact that it is a brilliant industry, the fact that Isagenix is unbelievable, right? The fact that we've got so many people out there that are already made a lot of money. And you watch those videos, you understand the compensation plan, and I promise you what that's going to do is that is going to give you and help increase your attitude towards this business. And it'll increase your attitude towards everything, because you're going to have hope. You've got a future. You know, we're not determined by our past, what's happened in the past. We've got an unbelievable future. Going through all these videos, watching these first few sections here are going to increase your belief in your ability to do this. You're going to increase your belief in your ability to change your life totally. And what's going to happen is, as your attitude and your belief goes up, as your knowledge base goes up, chances are your commitment is going to go through the roof as well. So watching those first videos and those first 4 pages here is going to help with your attitude, your belief, and your commitment. There's no doubt about that. And then the next bit's on how to use the product, how to talk to people, and how to use the tools. All right, so you want to watch the videos on how to build a business and download the document that we're working from here. But download all the documents. There's 4 of them in there on that how to build page. Right, there's the Better Health and Opportunity Presentation document, the How to Build Your Business document, that's the one we're looking at now. There's an Apprentice Millionaire Strategy, and there's an Apprentice Millionaire Focus Book. And that's basically for you to track your business, to keep score of where you're up to. And then watch the videos. These videos don't take that long. Right, Jimmy Smith, an absolutely brilliant short video. Right? I mean, his way of putting things across is fantastic. And then absolutely anybody can do it. Right? This little short video just shows that it doesn't matter how much money people are making. It doesn't matter where they're coming from. We all start at the same level with the same opportunity, and everybody can afford to get in and get started. Start sharing the business. Start making some money. Then they can buy the whole range of products. Right? How and why to use the presentation notes. You know, one there that I've done, another one that Dominique and Linda did a couple of weeks ago. Absolutely brilliant sessions. But watch them both. Watch them all. And then this video of Jay Bennett's ABC 1, 2, 3. That's a call that Jay did for us. And then you got the Apprentice Millionaire Strategy. I mean, that call that Jay did, I mean, you cannot help but watch that and get fired up, excited out of your tree. I promise you that. And the Apprentice Millionaire Strategy. And just talks about exactly what you got to do and gives you the strategy and exactly how to build the business, how to work there. Right, then you got Paul McEnany. Paul's in our upline here in Australia, and he's talking about what happened for him in the business and how, you know, he was working depth, which is what we're talking about here. How to build an Isagenix business, and then the business is 100% predictable. It's important to understand the numbers. And watching this video, the business is 100% predictable, will help you to understand that large groups of people are 100% predictable. An individual person, you don't know which way they're going to go. They may get in, they may not. If they do get in, they may build the business, they may not. Right? But if you're dealing with large groups, what you're going to find is the same as all those people in the success story videos found, and that is, as long as you keep doing the numbers, you're going to the top. But you've got to put the action in. And there's a great video there that Linda, my gorgeous wife, did. Lovers, sharers, and builders. And just the different categories and how you treat different people differently. Meet them where they're at. And it doesn't matter what products people start with. In the end, if you're keen to build a business, you need to get on all of the products. And it's important to be on as many as you can, because you're just going to feel better. I mean, what I've seen now after 5 years in the business is that those that are building the business are actually using more product than those who get in just for the product. And because they're using more product, they're actually fitter and healthier. And it's important to understand that everybody needs to get rid of the toxins. Right? We all need to consume all of the essential nutrients, and we need to do whatever we can to support our telomeres. And so you can just track and keep track of how you're going in your product usage. And then make a list. I can promise you guys, this is one of the most important parts of the business, is actually making a written list. The trick is not only to get them down, but then to get the names off the list. And it's the most important step. Don't prejudge. You've got to understand, everybody needs good nutrition. Everybody needs to get rid of toxins. Everybody can afford to get started, right? Because it could just be transfer spending. It could just be a food purchase to start with. And most people want more income. So when you think about people and you're going through your phone or whatever, don't prejudge. Jot them down, right? Going through the mobile phone is what I found to be the quickest and the easiest way for people to come up with that list of 20 names initially. And I've been sitting down with people lately and just helping them. When I say helping them, just sitting there telling them this is what we've got to do, going through this form with them, and just sitting and waiting for them to come up with a list of 20 names. It doesn't take long. Most people get it done in about 5 or 10 minutes, if that. Then the trick is, and you can go through your Facebook friends as well, add those on. They're not on your phone, but then keep adding to your list. I mean, most people have no problem when they get serious about coming up with a list, coming up between 50 to 100 names. Keep adding to your list, because that's going to be your capital in the business, if you like. That's what you're going to be working on. And then one of the things to think about too is we've got actually an actual fact 2 list. You've got one of those people that you've already met. They're the ones we put on the list here so far. But then you've got a bigger list. And that is all those people out there that you haven't met yet. And with those ones, it's just a matter of saying good day. It's a matter of building some friendships. It's a matter of building relationships. But it's important to understand you are never going to run out of people. Once you get your head around this, once you listen to all the stories, you'll realise you are never going to run out of people. And then what we've got to do is we've got to contact people on the list. And I promise you, it's by far best to speak to them, right? Either in person or on the phone. But it can be as simple as saying, I've just found a way to get fitter and healthier and to make some money. Now, what I suggest you do is you actually say that out loud and then see if it seems true to you. I mean, everybody I've got to say that, they say, yes, it is true. That's exactly what has happened. I've just found a way to get fitter and healthier and to make some money. And what you can do is you can actually write this on out on a card and you can practice reading, right? And just read it a few times just so that it just flows off the tip of your tongue. So I've just found a way to get fitter and healthier and to make some money. And if you're interested, I'd be happy to share it with you. I know quite often they'll let you know whether they're interested or not. But really it can be that simple. And you want to share the information. And this can be done very simply using the presentation notes and the video. And I promise you guys, the presentation notes and the videos are just working. Right? There's no doubt about that. And to learn how to do this, watch the videos on the Team FSI site. Now, these presentation notes can be used at one-on-ones, they can be used at in-homes, and they can be used at opportunity meetings. Right? And I mean, it just flows, guys. It just works. So again, there you can see there under team support, under how to build. That's where you download them. And there's 2 videos on that how to build site that go through how and why to use the presentation notes, a webinar that I did. And you know, the way I do it, just so you understand, I need to use more videos than Dominique does. I don't have Dominique's personality. I'm not a personal trainer, right? I'm not going to be a walking example like she is of how good the products are. With my personality, to be honest with you, I need more tools. I need more videos compared with Dom, right? But what we want is you to watch both of them, because you can work out what's going to work best for you. I just know that if I use the videos, then after using these first 2 pages on the sheets, what I do, I go through the first page, and you'll see it all there on the video. Go through this bit, it's at the bottom of the first page, and then play the videos. Now, I always start with Matt Dunning personally, because that gives me credibility. It's a TV news report. Right? And then we'll go to Mary Evans, We've got a lady that's interested in weight loss, always play Jill Burt, the cleansing of the blood cells. I mean, that one there sponsors some people. And then you've got the athletes that tell me a story, and then I'll pick a success story, right, that I think is going to relate to the people that we're showing. And then I'll go through and show them how they can get their products paid for. The compensation plan, play the apprentice millionaire strategy. And I've always played this, absolutely anybody can do it one. Because guys, I want you to understand, when people are looking at the presentation for the first time, most people, when you played some of these videos up the top there, they all want the product. They all want the product. They want to get those sort of results. But the thing that they're thinking about is, number one, can I afford it? And number two, the initial cost, can I afford the initial cost? And number two, can I afford the ongoing cost? And see, what happens when you go through and show them how they can get their products paid for, that's going to help. When you show them how they can be making an extra $600 as an apprentice millionaire, that makes a huge difference. Right? Because they can see it's going to be a matter of sponsoring 15 to 20 to find their 6, and so on. But then what happens, one of the things that the people are thinking about is which of my friends are likely to want to do this and which of my friends can afford to do this. So you got to understand, guys, quite often when people are sitting there and we're talking to them about a business, they understand its numbers. They understand it's a matter of getting friends and family in to start with, other people, acquaintances. And one of the things they're thinking about is, can I afford it? Can my friends afford it? And see, and what happens when you show people the fact and you make a point of the fact that absolutely anybody can do it, that just opens the whole world up to them. Because they've got none of their family, friends, associates that can't afford it. Whereas otherwise, they may be able to afford it, but they can't. But some of their friends can't. And so I play the lot. You go through and do a recap, and it all happens fairly quickly. It doesn't take that long. And then if they don't get in at the time, then send an email containing your username.isagenix.com. Right? This is so they do not go online and then go and join under someone else. Because what happens, and you know, I've heard of these stories again and again, unfortunately. Sometimes people can sit down, they can talk to them, but if they don't send them their Isagenix website, what can happen is people will go online, they're all excited about it, they don't realise they haven't fully understood this, you know, networking concept and how that all works. They just come across Isagenix online somewhere, it's always somebody else's business, and they join with them. It's been known to happen. So always, after a presentation, if they don't give you their details at the time, always send them an email so you can do that. And then we've also, if you can't get with the people, right, then, you know, and you can do it on Zoom as well, right, and play the videos and do all that. I mean, it's a brilliant platform. But if you can't get with them, if you can't do it on Zoom, you can always send people an email with links. And under team support, you'll find this email outline that we've got there. And so it can go through and it talks about the fact there are 4 categories that Isagenix helps with. Just click on those areas that interest you. And basically what we've got here is video links to, or email links to the videos we would normally be using to share with the people on a one-on-one. And then the follow-up in 24 to 48 hours to answer any questions they may have and help them sign up and order. I promise you guys, the fortune is in the follow-up. And it's important to get it done within the 24 to 48 hours after sharing the information with them. Because what you're going to find, they may be all excited when you first show it to them, but the longer you leave it, the more that excitement level is going to drop off, and the more the negatives will start coming back into their mind. They'll start thinking all the reasons why it wouldn't work rather than all the reasons why it can. And so it's important to do the follow-up in 24 to 48 hours. Now basically, if you've sent them information, it's going to be a matter of giving them a ring and saying, have you had a chance to go through the information? All right, and if you've actually showed them, it would be a matter of getting back with them and asking them, Do you have any questions? That's the next question. Right? And the third one is, from what you've learned so far, what do you want to do? And so we're just meeting the people where they're at. It's important to understand that. We're just meeting people where they're at. We're helping them, we're coaching them, we're educating them, and we're going to help them do whatever it is they want to do. So you're going to sign them up. And then what we're going to do then, oh, and with the sign up, I mean, quite often I'll take the details down over the phone and do it for them. I mean, I can send them a link. There are a lot of people who've signed up and have gone online, but I promise you there's a lot of others that we've signed up where I've taken their details down and then I've done it for them. Because some people get a bit lost in the sign-up process. But you can go either way. And then what your goal is to sponsor 15 to 20 people to find 6 business builders. And this is all explained in that Apprentice Millionaire strategy. But the majority of the people that you're going to sponsor are just basically going to be customers. Right? They're going to be product users, not business builders. We're looking for half a dozen business builders. We want to help the product users have a great response. That's just normal. And then depth is precedence over width. Work with and help those people in depth in your team that want to build a business. It doesn't matter whether they're personally enrolled by you or not. If they're in your team, they're in depth, they're wanting to build a business, help them. By helping them, you're going to end up helping yourself. But it's important to understand that we're in the business of teaching people to teach people to teach. And it doesn't matter how deep it is. With this compensation plan, it's unbelievable how well it works. You know, in actual fact, you could end up maxing out the plan even if you had only sponsored 2 people. You know what I mean? And the rest of the time you spent working in depth. And then help and teach your associates to do the same steps, what we've just covered here. All right, now the newsletter registration for yourself and your associates. Now this is an important part of it. It's all on the Team FSI news site. And there's a whole series of emails we've got loaded up in there, and we'll end up adding more and more. And but this is one of the ways in which we keep in touch, newsletters. And what we'd suggest you do is you can, you know, if you've got people out there, you can put them on. If they're only interested in the product, you can put them on the product newsletter. You can register them for that. They can always unsubscribe at any time. And if you've got people that are wanting to build a business, and I've told you that, then you can put them on the Business Builders newsletter as well. And so what we've got here is we've got 2 series of emails under the 2 different systems depending on what people want to do. Everybody needs all the product information, so they should be on that one. And then you can put them on those that are wanting to build a business on the Business Builders newsletter as well. And then people that are wanting to build a business, and they can go and subscribe to David Wood's newsletter. There's about a dozen emails that will come out of that. And then Eric Worre, right, Network Marketing Pro. He's got regular emails that come out, a lot of good information there. All this is on our teamfsi.net site under the newsletter registration. Then you want to explore the rest of the Team FSI website, right? There's a whole section there under personal development. Have a look through that, the goal setting and so on. But don't get too bogged down in it. But have a look at it, at least be aware of what's there. When you've got time and you're interested later on, go through it. But the first bit is what we've got on here specifically. You want to attend the webinars and live events, and then more product information is available at isaproduct.com and isagenicshealth.net. You can get tooled up, right, from with GoPro, which is a book by Eric Worre. It's fantastic. You can have a look at some catalogs and magazines, get that as well, right? But you can go to Team FSI Tools, and you can click on a link there and you can get the GoPro book. It's fantastic. Eric does a brilliant job. And then the final part of this 2-page document is the checklist, right? Now, have you got your goals written down? Are you using the products, and I mean most of the products, and on at least 100 BV auto ship per month, right? And that could be 2 lots of 50. Have you got a written list of at least 20 names? And the trick is to keep adding to the list, because really you'll have no problems coming up with a list of 50 to 100. Have you learned how to contact people? Can you use the presentation notes? And have you used them? And it's just practice, guys. It's very simple to read the 2 pages. press play on the videos. The follow-up questions and technique learning. It's just 3 questions. Doesn't take long. And then on this and the emails, we got a saved email there, and you can work out and adjust that as to what you want to send out. It's just the basis of an email outline there, and you can see whichever parts it's like. Are you registered for the newsletters? Have you registered your personally enrolled people for the newsletter? Have you fully explored the Team FSI website? Have you watched all the videos yet? And so this is just a self-diagnostic, really. Check. And then have you joined the Team FSI Facebook pages? I mean, we've got 2 Facebook pages. We got a products and testimonials one, and we got a Team FSI business builders one. There's a lot of good information put up there, a lot of people sharing up there, and it's just fantastic. And again, it all helps to build belief. Now, Jimmy Smith says, have a dream and form a team of 3, 4 or 5 people and focus in on your team. Right? Jimmy was 74 when he got involved with the business. He's now 88 and still out there doing a brilliant job. He's absolutely awesome. You want to listen to all these videos we've covered here tonight. Because I guarantee you guys, you go through that, you will end up with a brilliant attitude. Your belief will go through the roof. Right? Your commitment level will go up when you realise how simple it is. You start doing it, you start getting results. Because what happens, then your belief goes up, your attitude goes up, your commitment goes up, and it just keeps spiralling up. And you do that by using the product, talking to people, and using the tools. But guys, it's all there. It's very, very simple. Now you got to do some action. Don't get me wrong, right? And it is a mind game, and all that covered in that 100% predictable video. You got to understand that it is a mind game, but it's all there for you guys. I promise you, and it is well worth it. It's worth taking the time to learn. It's worth taking the time to then put it into practice. Because if you do go and do this, you too can join us at the top. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure sharing, and look forward to catching you at the top. Unmute all.
Thanks, Trev.
Thanks, Trev.
Thank you.
Thanks, Trev.
Great webinar.
Thank you. Thanks, Trev.